Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm actually going to be doing something a little bit different. I kind of say that every video to be fair, but this is actually something massively different. So today we're going to be doing a track day at PalmerSport at Bedford Autodrome. So most of you probably know what PalmerSport is. You get to try, well, massively amazing race cars that you wouldn't normally be able to try, like the Formula 3000, the LMP, and also the Caterham, which is what I did today. Yeah, it was incredible fun, not gonna lie, and you can see by some of the highlights in the background, it was amazing fun and I had such a great time. I'll 100% do it again. But yeah, I am going to jump straight into it. Sadly, I didn't do too much vlogging on this day. I kind of mainly just had the videos from actually being on track, which is probably the best part, to be fair. But yeah, I guess we'll jump straight into it then and see how the day went then. So here we go for the first event then. This is the Catering Pursuit. So as you can see, it's like a little, well, just a little playground basically for Caterham. You just got to go around some cones and basically do a little bit of drifting, which was quite fun to say the least. Obviously Caterhams are very, well, light cars, so on the rear they just slide where you want them to. And it was incredible fun, to be fair, as we jumped in the car and got ready for our first time around. So we got 3 attempts on this one. This is my first attempt. As you'll notice, it gets a lot better as I try it for the second and third time. So first attempt, as you see, I'm, well, just a lot slower, and I don't quite kick the back end out as much as I wanted to, and I was quite, well, aggressive on the wheel, as you can see. So coming around here, and this is where all goes wrong for the first attempt, as I almost lose it and spin it, just correcting it, but that lost me a lot of time there. But yeah, other than that, the first attempt wasn't too bad. I definitely feel like I could have done the donut a bit better. So here, with this cone in the middle, you have to basically drift around it and do a donut, which I was god awful at, as you can see. So yeah, the first attempt was terrible. As you can see, my hand movements were all over the place there when trying to drift. But I went back, the guy gave me a little bit more advice. So here we go for attempt number 2 then, as we are 5 red lights, and it is go here for the second attempt. And as you can see, got a much better jump off the line, flicked up a second, a lot better. As you can see, just feeling a lot more confident, a lot more better as we go around there. As you can see, a lot more better on the wheel control and the car control. Coming around here, as you can see, this time we don't completely lose it and actually manage to make a pretty decent job of it as we come around to end the course now, as we catch a rear once again through the cones up towards the little donut section. And this is where, again, for the second attempt, I think I lost all my time because, again, I was just so awful at doing the doing the donut around there. It wasn't too bad, but it definitely could have been a lot better. As you can see, we got one more attempt though, and this was definitely my best attempt. So this is it for the final attempt then. It's all or nothing on this one, and it is a light sign. Away we go here, up towards the first corner, flicking up to second, keeping it in second now. As you can see, just a lot more better on the car control here, as I just felt a lot more relaxed and a lot more confident with the car after doing it for the previous 2 attempts. Lost a little bit of time there, I think, but I definitely think I didn't make it too bad of a job as we come around once again, just letting the car kick the rear end out as we come up to the donut section. I was definitely a lot more better at doing the little donut here than what I was the previous attempts. As you see, I felt a lot more relaxed there as we crossed the line, and that was a 30.6 on that one, so I'll take that. Wasn't too bad, and for my first session of the day I won't complain too much. But yeah, massive thank you to the guys at PalmerSport for this one. So this was a little bit of a different experience for me, the Rover Defender Off Road experience. So I didn't really come here for this one, but you know, I had to do it anyway, and it was actually a lot of good fun. As you can see, we got a few photos. I didn't actually get any footage of it, sadly. But yeah, I got a few photos thanks to my granddad sitting in the back. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed it actually. Something a lot different. I was pretty god awful at it, to be honest, but you know, it was a good laugh, and it was pretty cool that my granddad got to sit in the back and enjoy the ride as well. It was only like little slow speed, going up ramps. Actually, we went up a ramp and actually flew down into water then, which was quite fun. But yeah, I guess now we'll jump on to the next experience then. So here we go for the JPLM then, the LMP car. Yeah, it was massively great fun, this one. I actually was mostly looking forward to this one, not gonna lie, above the single seater, and it really didn't fail to disappoint. I absolutely loved driving this one. The instructor next to me was actually, well, ex-W Series driver, Caitlin. So yeah, she gave me a lot of advice as going around, and as you can see, we're just leaving the garage now. Yeah, it was definitely a lot of fun to see how much downforce this car had and how much grip it had going around the corners and just how much speed as well. One thing I did notice was the steering was extremely heavy. Obviously you'd expect that with a car that weighs this much. I'm not exactly sure the exact weight, but it is very heavy, and obviously also there's 2 people in it, not just a driver, so that made it a little bit more heavy as well, which was just absolutely insane to say the least. So, but yeah, like I said, it absolutely grips to hell, this thing, and you could just absolutely send it into the corners. I started off nice and slow to start with. I didn't want to just send it straight away, because this was definitely by far the most fastest and most technological thing I've ever driven, to be honest. So yeah, I'll just take it nice and easy to start with, but I did slowly build up speed. You'll notice as well, the helmet camera does move a little bit during the footage, which I apologise about. Sadly, the Velcro I had was a bit crap, so yeah, nevertheless, so we skip on to a couple laps later then, where we start pushing it a little bit more now. As you see, coming around here, I wasn't maximising my exit of that corner there, but I do start getting a little bit better with the racing lines and the braking points, and just the overall speed, to be honest. And I think my quickest lap during this session was a 1:18.87, which I feel was pretty good for my first time in an LMP car. Obviously I knew I wasn't going to be getting lap records or anything, because obviously this is completely different machinery to what I'm used to, but honestly this was absolutely incredible experience, to say the least, and I absolutely loved every second of it. And yeah, I will definitely come back to do this again. Like I said, this one was actually the one I was most looking forward to. The single seater, you know, I was really looking forward to that one as well. I was looking forward to all of the cars, to be fair, but the LMP is just something that you can't try anywhere else. This is just absolutely insane, to say the least, that you could drive cars at this sort of speed at any level of racing that you have previously. As you can see, we start catching down the 2 LMP cars that were ahead of me at the beginning of the session, and we actually managed to get past one of them just back there, and just the other one into the final corner here. Yeah, now we've got massive clean air in front of us, so we can actually have a bit of fun and just push to our limits now, which is going to be absolutely insane, to say the least. Yeah, as you can see, like I said, the Velcro on the helmet cam was a little bit crap, and as you can see, it does start moving. It's mainly into the corners and the braking zones that it starts moving. As you saw back there was a car that was spun as well. We did have a couple of that during the session, because obviously this is a corporate day, so anyone can do this. You could do it where you have no racing experience but had a driving license for at least 12 months, or you could do it with maximum racing experience with a racing license, whatever you want to do, to be fair. But yeah, I think either way, as a beginner or even as a advanced racing driver, you can enjoy this and have a lot of fun with driving machinery like this. Because, well, I'm no means some advanced racing driver, but obviously I've done a little bit of beginner category of racing, obviously in the C1 series, and also doing a little bit of track days here and there. And to try this as well was just absolutely insane, to say the least, and it's just completely different driving style, but you learn so much from the instructors during the days. You have such a great day, and you know, you just felt like you're royalty there, to be honest. But yeah, absolutely sending it through the corners now, actually getting a lot more speed as we come around here. I was still a little bit hesitant, because obviously I have no clue what this machine is like. But as I came to the end of the session, I started thinking, okay, cool, there's more downforce here. I could go a little bit quicker to this corner. This is the corner I really struggled with the most, this one here, the left and right handed chicane. I just seemed to always mess it up no matter what lap I did, and I think this lap here was actually my fast lap attempt. As we come into this next corner here, in this single seater, you'll see that I keep messing this corner up as well, but this one I actually took it pretty nicely with the LMP. I just felt a lot more comfortable with the LMP compared to the single seater. No clue why. Maybe it was because I had the instructor next to me telling me exactly what to do, but I don't know, I just felt a lot more comfortable. I feel like I can, well, managed to take the lines a bit better, brake a lot later, and my lap time in the LMP was actually faster than my lap time in the single seater, which was quite insane, to say the least. I think that was mainly because in the LMP I got quite a few, well, hot laps in with clean air, compared to the single seater where I actually got blocked up quite a lot, and when I didn't get blocked up, which was about 2 laps out of the whole event, I actually ended up messing up myself. So yeah, it wasn't ideal, to say the least. But yeah, I've really enjoyed the LMP, and now as you see, we are finished with the session and we're coming back into the pits then. And yeah, I will definitely rate this one 10 out of 10, no doubt about it, because it was just absolutely mental, to say the least. Like I said, you've can enjoy this whether you've had a little bit of previous race experience, or you've had literally no previous race experience, or even if you had the most previous race experience. You can enjoy it either way, even though it's a corporate day. But yeah, I guess now we'll head back into the pits and get ready for the single seater experience then. Alright, cool. Yeah. Cool.
Alright, awesome, well done, mate.
Yeah, thank you, I really appreciate it. Yeah, that was amazing. Woo.
Yeah, so where you will like can find a bit of time, obviously a bit.
So here we go for the Formula 3000 single seater experience then. This is the one everyone wants to win and everyone wants to try when they get here. And pretty much the main event out of all the cars, to be fair. Like I said, I was mainly looking forward to the LMP because, well, as the racer in me, I've never tried something like that. I have tried single seaters a little bit before. Obviously nothing as powerful as this, but still a little bit of experience. So yeah, I was still really excited for this one though, and to see, well, what it was like. As you can see, just getting seated in the car and getting the steering wheel and getting pushed out into the pits. This is actually a lot better of a camera angle because this is actually back with my helmet, with the Velcro back in my helmet. In the LMP, I forgot to mention that I had to use a different Velcro, which was a crap Velcro. I actually ended up putting it in their helmets because on their helmets they have the communication system to plug into the car, so you could talk to the instructor and the instructor could talk back to you. Obviously I don't have one of those communication gears yet with my helmet. I will probably look at getting one, so if I decide to do an event like this again, I can have a better angle on all the cars. But nevertheless, so we head out on track for the Formula 3000 experience. Like I said, just going to take it nice and slow to start with and slowly build our speed back up. The issue I had with this experience was you just start getting into it and getting a little bit more on the limit, and then it flags. Sadly, that's just the way these corporate events go. But definitely 100%, if I go again, I will be a lot more better and we'll be able to find the limits a bit more quicker, and we'll just go out after warming up the tyres, just send it a little bit more quicker. Like I said, it took me 2 or 3 laps to just warm up and get a little bit used to the car. And as you saw there, we did start to catch up to a couple cars ahead of us. We did get past them pretty quickly as they let us through, and now we start pushing a little bit more then as we come around the final corner for the first time then. Just run out nice and wide here. That final corner is my favourite part of the track, to be honest, because you can really feel the pressure on your body as you turn in at such a high speed. Coming into turn 1 then, as you see, you go from a really high speed to a really low speed, down a second gear, flicking it up to third now, and just getting up the gears as we head towards this next chicane section, which as you can see I'm braking a lot earlier than what I was in the LMP to start with, because I was just trying to find little points where I can try and gain improvements throughout the session. I didn't want to just fully send it into the first session or the first couple laps and absolute spin off and, well, possibly damage a car, or even just get beached somewhere, which would not have been ideal. But nevertheless, so really enjoying this one. As you see, this is the corner that I really hated as I start to get up to speed. You'll see on my hot lap in a second, my fast lap of the session, that I completely lose the back end through that corner. And same with this one here as well. As you can see, I decided to social distance from the apex, which was not ideal, and that really compromised my exit. But now we're going to cut on to my fastest lap of the session. As you can see, the PalmerSport camera that they supply. Sadly, as you see, my fast lap straight away gets compromised as I start crossing the line now because I get blocked up a little bit. In towards turn 1. Turn 1 wasn't too bad going down the gears and braking point. I did, well, miss the apex just a tiny little bit, but it wasn't too bad, as now we exit turn 1, flicking up the gears towards the next corner. And again, I broke way too early for this one here, but nevertheless go down a 4th gear, getting a pretty decent exit as we're back on the power now, coming around the sweeping left-hander, keeping it flat all the way, coming out to the sweeping right-hander now, keeping it flat again. And now this is the part where all goes wrong for this hot lap. Turn 1 can be compromised a little bit, but this is where all goes wrong for me. As you see, brake way too late, just completely lose the back end, and that just compromises my exit massively out of that chicane section. Now up to the next corner, again I really messed this one up because I completely missed my braking point, trying to gain time back from obviously that mistake that I made, and completely social distance from the apex. So yeah, that's really where I lost all my time. The rest of the lap wasn't too bad. As you can see, coming into the fast chicane now, I managed to get the gear changes right, the braking point right, and pretty much the lines right, so it was all good for that one. And same with the final two corners then, coming in towards the penultimate corner, taking it very nice to use as much of the track as possible. Now coming to the final corner, I really hit the rev limiter there as we come around the final corner, just get a little bit of oversteer, cross the line, and that was a 118.81, which again was massively slow compared to what I could have done if I didn't make that huge mistake. But yeah, nevertheless, that was my fastest lap. And sadly, we actually ended up getting red flagged a bit early, about a minute and a half early, which is a massive shame, because you'll see as we come down towards turn 1 that someone's actually beached on the gravel in towards turn 1, and they actually had to get, well, the lorries to get them dragged out. So yeah, that was a massive shame. So we actually lost a little bit of track time, where I could have possibly improved, but what can you say? You know, that's what you get. Sometimes you'll have people that are really quick and actually keep on the track the whole time, and other times you'll get people that you just catch up to and get blocked up a little bit or end up spinning off. But yeah, that is the end of our event at PalmerSport. Really enjoyed it, to be honest, and I definitely 100%, if I decide to do this again, I will do probably a full day so I could do all the cars and experience all the thrills. But nevertheless, really enjoyed it, and definitely worth doing this for yourselves, whether you have no race experience or you have loads of race experience. Definitely try this out, because honestly, this is something you can never really replicate and have a go again. But yeah, I guess I will leave this video here then. If you enjoyed this video, then make sure to like and subscribe. But thank you for watching, and goodbye.